I've got a new microphone. And so it took me a little bit longer today than normal to get it all set up. So thanks for being here. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert, a shiatsu massage therapist. But what I do is I take all that body mind technology and I help women who are in toxic relationships learn how to get their power back, not just mentally, but in their body. Help them stop their body from reacting so much. Help them stop from freezing when they need to stand up for themselves. How to keep their head clear when they need to speak something important to them. How to be able to stand in a difficult situation and protect yourself without compromising yourself, without losing your integrity, without feeling like you're a little girl, without feeling like you're hijacked. That is what I help women do. So today we're going to be talking about what every woman in a toxic relationship wants to know. So last night we had a wonderful class. I do a workshop group, Women's Narcissism Recovery Group, every Tuesday night. It's part of a bigger program that I do. And last night we had two beautiful women on, and they had both recently been divorced. And they were going through their whole stories. They've been working with me for a while. And usually after only a few months, if someone is ready to move on in their life, even after decades of being in a toxic relationship, usually within a few months, we can get you moving in the right path. You can serve your divorce papers, you can get the separation, you can get out of the house, or you can start to work with your partner to create a better relationship, a healthier relationship, because there's two people who come in, right? In any relationship, there's two people. So whether your narcissist was a family member or your narcissist was someone that you were married, these two wonderful, wonderful women, they were so giddy. They were so excited about the fact that they had their freedom. And one of the things they wanted every woman to know who is in a toxic relationship is that you aren't crazy. You know, when you're in a toxic relationship or a narcissistic codependent relationship, what happens, you end up feeling very emotionally isolated, very cut off from people. You don't feel like you have community. You don't feel anyone will understand. Maybe you've been going to therapy for years. You know, even the woman last night who was on the call, she was talking about how after she found me, she decided to let go of her therapist because after years and years of working with her, her therapist had never given her the tools she needed, never even helped her identify what the problem really was. It just stayed in a place of endless therapy that never gets better. So many women who get to the other side of toxic relationships want you to know that you're not crazy. That all the stuff, all the gaslighting, all the pulling of the strings, all the feeling like you're less than, all the feeling that it's all your fault, all the belief that there's nothing you can do, all of that is okay. We can get you through that. We can give you the support and the love. And on the other side, it's like a door opens. It's like there's light and community and family and friends. And you start moving forward in your business. Many women have their own businesses. They have their own careers. They're very successful. They're very powerful women. They're women who've achieved a lot, partially because they have the strength and the wherewithal to deal with a narcissist. That's part of their strength. That's part of how they ended up in a narcissistic codependent relationship in the first place, not because they were weak, not because they were broken, but because they were so strong and so caring and so empathic and so compassionate that they decided to step towards the problem like a firefighter would, or like a police officer would, or anyone who's a hero. Women who are in relationships with toxic people, with narcissistic people, tend to be the heroes. We tend to be the empaths that want to step towards and help, that want to make things better, that want to help someone through their struggles. That's just our natural temperament. So if you're thinking that you are in a relationship with someone who is telling you that you're no good, who's using a tone of voice that makes you feel like you're less than, who tells you that it's your fault that they got upset. And if you would just do exactly what I told you to do, then there would never be any problems. If you would just be exactly who I wanted you to be, there would never be any problems. And that's what these women were talking about on the group last night, which was, that's the lie. The lie is that you're weak. The lie is that you're broken. The lie is that you're all by yourself and that you're trapped and that you're helpless. And that's just not true. We can get behind you, we can support you, and we can teach you how to handle that terror that can come over you, even thinking about changing the thermostat or the television channel, or asking someone to turn something off, or saying no, or not being available when someone wants you to be available. So if you're feeling these things, if you're noticing that you're in a relationship where your strings, your puppet strings, get pulled a little bit more than you really want to, then you need to take a look at the relationship, because you don't have to go. Toxic relationships are very salvageable. Not all of them, of course, because many narcissists are, they can be too far along with their own struggles. The amount of time and effort it would take them to become healthy is way more time than you have available, because life is getting short and your life is getting shorter, and you only have so much time of your health and your happiness and your prosperity and time to move forward and get your dreams met. And if you don't start now, if you don't start getting the support now, if you don't start recognizing that you deserve more, you don't deserve to feel like you're this big. Because in reality, as I said, you've been the hero. You've been the one that stepped in and helped, and no one's noticed and no one's thanked you. In fact, they've blamed you. They've blamed you for being the one that continues to help people that don't want to be helped. So I want you to consider this. You may be thinking that you're all alone in this, that you have a boss or a child or a spouse or a new soulmate. And you may be seeing yourself in these patterns of hiding and people pleasing and getting super focused, maybe overeating. And you see yourself in these patterns. You're in these patterns, one, because you're alone, because a narcissist is very good at helping you feel emotionally isolated. But two, because you don't know yet the power and the tools and the strategies that are available, that have only come out within the last 10 to 15 years of trauma science, that can help you turn things around, not in years of therapy, but in just a few months. After 20, 30 years of being with someone who may be an alcoholic, belittles you, is temperamental, is the love of your life one moment, and terrorizing you the next moment, if that's your reality, you do not have to feel trapped, and you don't have to leave unless you want to. Or you can wait to leave when you're ready. You've got lots of options. And let me tell you, with the support we can give you and the love we can give you, you can move forward very, very quickly. You don't have to feel like you're all alone anymore. So if this is you, then like these live streams, get alerts for when they show up. They're usually between 8 and 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, depending upon my camera setup. And you will get on this good path just by listening to these things, just by getting them in your mind, getting them in your head. You'll be able to change it around. Some women, they follow me for a year or two before they're ready, because you don't feel like you can trust someone. And I don't blame you. You know, when you've been beat up by a narcissist for a long time, trust is a very difficult thing. Can someone really help me? Are they going to manipulate me? Are they lying to me? You have that voice of the narcissist in your head almost 24/7 with every decision that you're there to make, even if you've already divorced them. Maybe you're in the position where you said to yourself, hey, I divorced them, so I'm free. But then you find yourself repeating the same patterns over and over with new people. It's time to break out of that. You don't have to stay in that place of being dysregulated and feeling crazy, okay? So what every woman wants to know who is in a toxic relationship is you are not crazy. You are not making it up. You are not delusional. You are not pretending that something is wrong with you. You are not being a drama queen. You are not being melodramatic. In fact, you are probably being way less dramatic than most other people would be in the same situation. The inner world that you're dealing with and the control and the tight control that you keep that under is way more than most people would ever be willing to do. And you can see it in the polarity of the country. You can see it in how people respond with anger and hurt and negativity. You aren't like that. And if you find that you're starting to move in that direction because you're so angry and hurt, because you feel so traumatized and overwhelmed, that's your cue to get help. When you start becoming the person that you never wanted to be, that's when it's time to get help, if not before. Because the sooner you get help, the better. Before your kids become narcissists, before you end up with kids who have spouses who are narcissists, before you have to spend every Christmas, even after the divorce, with toxic, dysfunctional people, because you don't know how to set your boundaries yet, and you don't know how to deal with that anxiety and that fear that can absolutely control you. So it's time to stop. And you don't have to do this by yourself. And there are brand new tools and brand new technologies that help you feel safe, authentic, nurtured, and will help you grow into the next amazing version of who you are. Because if you're this great now, can you imagine what you would be able to do when you stopped feeling hijacked by your own nervous system? Can you just imagine what you would be able to do? So exciting. So right after Thanksgiving, the Monday after Thanksgiving, we're going to be doing a 7-day challenge, self-care challenge on creating a happy, comfortable home for the holidays. Energetically, emotionally, we're going to cover wealth. We're going to cover relationships. We're going to cover emotions. We're going to cover spirituality. Every day is going to be a little bit different topic. And then we'll spend time at the end of the day, that night, integrating it, healing, processing it. And we'll have wonderful speakers, over 35 speakers in all, where you can pick and choose the topics that really fit what you want to know. So keep an eye open for it. It'll be a free challenge, and it'll start the Monday after Thanksgiving so that you can really have time to get Christmas dialed in so that you can have maybe one of the best Christmases you've ever had. Not because you've changed everybody else, but because you've learned what you need to do in order to be happy, healthy, and peaceful, no matter the situation. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Super excited to see you. And I'll talk to you later. Hope you like my new setup. Bye.